Was good, everybody? Was goody good? Was hood? Let me check. Can I be heard? Can I be heard? Oh, this is some weird latency. Whatever. I heard myself. That's the only thing that matters. I forgot to do some of this stuff, so I figure might as well. This game is surprisingly linear in terms of like story progression and all of that. I consistently just know what I have to do next in ways that like even Final Fantasy 7 and 8, it's not really the case. And that's a good thing, but it also means that like, I gotta mess around with this a little bit more if I want to have some fun. So we gotta load up the candelabrum.
I see you've recovered the menorah from that fiend. I knew that I could count on you. Even if the world changed, I believed you would one day learn to wield yourself as a mighty weapon. Here is what my master has to say. It involves the menorah you acquired. For one, it was part of his prized collection. As for its deeper nature, the menorahs are flames of life, which control the flow of Magatsuhi within the Labyrinth of Amala. However, they were stolen by terrible fiends. You see, the menorahs grant their possessors unfettered access to the Labyrinth of Amala. But that privilege is not intended for just anyone. This place is strictly forbidden to all but those whom my master has permitted entry. That is why we would like to ask of you a favor. Is it possible for you to retrieve the menorahs, the flames that light the floors of the labyrinth? And upon doing so, would you return them here? That is my master's request. To recover the 11 menorahs. If you are willing to accept the task, then you will be allowed to enter the Labyrinth of Amala. I believe that is a fair offer, but it is up to you to decide. Will you do it? Thank you. I knew I could depend on you. That is to say, I knew you would accept our offer. The menorahs tend to attract each other. That is why I gave you one. As long as you have your menorah, you will eventually come across the others. When you retrieve a menorah, please place it on the pedestal in the corresponding floor of the labyrinth. I will reward you as you return them to their rightful places. If you hold your menorah to the spinning drum of Amala, the device referred to as a terminal in Tokyo, you will be able to enter and leave here freely. Please be careful. I wish you the best.
I'm having a lot of
preparations are complete.
Interesting.
Let us see if our chosen fiend will emerge victorious.
Channel that got suspended got unsuspended.
We've been waiting for.
So that's why my follower count jumped out. I got a little bit of a flu. I felt it coming yesterday and the day before. Yesterday was actually a pretty good day, I'll be real with you. I watched the America's Next Top Model documentary. Like, we were watching it one episode at a time, but I was really messing with that show. That was a good show. No, don't have me play any of these Sonic games. You can tell I'm ass. I don't know what any of this stuff is, so I'm just getting myself hit. Like, I know the coins, but it's like, okay, everything else, that's just stuff I gotta avoid if I don't want to get hit. I got my ass beat. So most of this is optional, but it's fun at the very least. More fights and all of that. More content in general. And it's not like randomly generated stuff. Hold on, let me make an adjustment. So the level cap in this game is level 255 or something like that. Like a Star Ocean, effectively. And you guys know I really like Star Ocean. Mana drain. So now that we have one of those mastered, it's actually better for us if we just work on some of the other Magatamas. Sick stuff. I need you to elaborate on what you mean by that. Oh, okay, like some artwork or something of that nature. I was thinking like you had a live leak video. I was gonna be worried. Aquans is just so busted, man. Skill. Okay, let's go with. So what I didn't realize was that stats were actually hard capped at 40. I thought they were like soft capped at 40. Okay. I assume I don't have the key. Weave. So obviously I could continue to raise my strength so that no matter what build I have, I'll always have it capped, but maining magic is not very good. Vitality, it's helpful. Luck is useless. Luck is useless unless you want to focus on agility as well. So if you want to do anything, do agility as like a secondary build. Ugh, that sound effect is so nasty. I hate that mac and cheese sound. Talk to me. Okay, so don't bother recruiting them. I'm not really afraid of any random battles in this game. Talk to me. These incubuses. Some safe horny dude is gonna say that this is his like favorite demon. I wouldn't really blame him either. He's just so good, man. Okay, Mad Jennifer and Jennifer Jarrett. Damn. Heat wave. Babu. Don't give me that. Oh man, I am... I started this day off lazy. But not like wholesome lazy, like... Just prioritizing too much blah blah in the beginning. I've been keeping up with politics just because of this whole conflict with Iran thing, man. So, everyone's kind of just been joking. Ah, man, you're just hooked on your devices and... I'm checking the same 2 or 3 Twitter users. I'm looking at a bunch of IG memes. Okay, this floor is poisoned. I was a little worried for a moment. I was like, are these ladies on some Cosby? You know, the main protagonist is still a teenager. They try to make him out to be like this badass, but he was a high school student not too long ago, really. Let me just courageously move forward. You'll have to forgive me for having a henny voice as well. That's the only ailment I think he can get hit with. Damn. Aquans, I like you, but I can't have you getting hit with level 2s and losing more than 50% of your health like that. I find myself getting really attached to my party members in this game. Just because I know how to utilize this roster to its fullest ability. It's like I'm in an NBA team where I like all the players, so even if they're not like superstar level, I don't want to get them traded because... Oh, fuck. So this is one of those, if the party member gets knocked out, the game is over type of game, but apparently that does not apply to just being stoned. Okay, go figure. My index finger is hurting. What I will say about the Tyra Banks documentary, like, a lot of it takes me back because those early seasons I did watch them as a child, and I just remember how twisted it was, even to me back then. Like, everyone was just fucking weird. I liked the show because, you know, I'm all about that crazy stuff. I really feel for Miss J, someone who was a specialist at doing catwalks and is now struggling to relearn how to walk after a stroke, man. Like, that was an emotional, like, twist that they kind of hid from you a little bit. By the end, it really felt like a found family, but the family that found itself happy without the person who brought them together, ironically. You know who. Fornius. I know I killed Fornius. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Kasaka. That is actually a good one. Like, I already had a feeling that the models weren't actually gonna go anywhere as a result of the show. But it was still kind of like painful to have it vindicated because, yeah, I also watched American Idol when I was a kid, and I know that they like to break people down for entertainment, but also I remember that season 1, Ruben was the winner, but who actually got successful? Clay Aiken, Kelly Clarkson. Like, I saw Clay Aiken on Phineas and Ferb, and they were meat writing that guy, that whole show. Oh man, you heard Clay Aiken sing? I hate that phrase, hope that helps. That's said by like the most insufferable, like passive-aggressive doofuses. Like, the passive-aggressive motherfuckers that I don't like are the ones that think they're being slick with it. The ones that, like, I'm passive-aggressive as hell, but I let motherfuckers know, hey, I'm just being like this because I'm being nerfed right now. You know how, like, some people, when you're being passive aggressive, say, what do you mean? And then the guy, like, relents, like, oh shit, this guy's clocking into me. I'm the type that, like, as soon as someone wants me to drop the passive aggression, I pick up the actual aggression. But, yeah, I hope this helps. You know, someone who says something like that is the passive-aggressive person who's, like, hoping the other person is just going to, not drop the grenade. Oftentimes I, like, deflect like crazy, because I don't be giving a fuck, man. These motherfuckers always want to fight. Those skull guys, it's best to leave them for last. That shit sounds pretty ominous if you ask me. What the fuck, man? Like, Yes, heal me, man. So, seems like the Lakers are locked in as the 6th seed. Don't really... They're on a winning streak, but it's like... They would have to hope that the Nuggets go on a losing streak, and then if they end up back in the 5th seed, they're kind of in a bad matchup. They have a better chance against the Rockets, to be honest. And then people will hype it up because, oh, he's playing against KD in the playoffs again. Mamudo Rock. That's great. Is this where I think it is? Yeah, okay. So can I just... Wait, hold up. I did not turn that off on time. You got me fucked up now. Oof, I get mad when I use magic in this game for anything other than buffing, debuffing, and healing. I shouldn't be mad though. That's just the way that comes with the game, man. I think I should give like a reason. Like the pace of this game is a bit faster than the Persona series, and even like metaphor. So anything that like slows down the pace is kind of icky to me. By the way, that's not like, you know, bad game design. It's actually good that you have like enemies that put you in a position where you have to change your playstyle every now and then. It can be frustrating, but if you're completely allergic to being frustrated and stressed all the time, then either you're dealing with too much of it or you got some weird expectations in life. Oh wow, I am fucked up. I didn't turn that off in time. Okay, Zionga Heatwave, pass. See, I had to strategize with that fight, but that was cool, actually. Fantastic. Whew. I had a feeling. Interesting. Okay, I'll be mindful of that. Instead of guessing based on design tropes. It might actually be smarter to go after the skulls first so you don't deal with like an evasion trap, even though they don't really deal damage often. They could if they wanted to, though. So let's put those observational skills to the test. So now I'm a fucking tank. Well, I say that, but compared to someone who's been maining vitality, not so much. Okay, I see now. I see. Okay, I get it now. Okay, diagonal movements. That's available to me. Ah. I got mugged anywhere. Camera mugged. Yeah, I should do like full rotations before moving, because otherwise I'm setting myself up. You see, do not go there. It's not that serious, man. What is you on? So that's a place I've been to before. That's what good pussy sounds like. You know what I find crazy about like the times and how they've changed is that most of those vines, if you were to re-upload them in your channel would get nuked for child safety violations. That's not one of those like, oh man, the internet has gone like soft memes. The internet is catered completely to 12-year-olds because the iPad generation is just too lucrative and old media is just too expensive. You can't put kids in front of a TV and shit and just have them watch SpongeBob, because new cartoons are for millennials that have aged out of relevancy. So yeah, you're kind of shit out of luck. You gotta find a way to like neuter YouTube a little bit. How do I get there? Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Ah. But like every time I try to like watch one of those Vine videos, it's like you put that on a playlist for like memes, and it's like some kid being unruly and badass. Just know your thing is getting nuked. Okay. One thing I'll say that I really don't like about TikTok, since TikTok is kind of a 2.0 of Vine, I really just can't stand the fact that TikTok is obsessed with getting your contact info. So anyway, what's your number, man? Can I have it? Can I have your number? Like, I don't want all these dead phone numbers I have to, like, hey, yo, come check this boy out on TikTok. Email list, man. You know, they're just going to use that to, like, sell it to other guys. It's not going to be useful, like, Facebook contacts. If I still had a Facebook, I could see the practicality of that. But now I'm thinking about it, man. So many of the reasons why my Facebook got taken down years ago, I'm looking at it now and thinking, yeah, that's all apocryphal. Like, it was deeply relevant to things even like a few years ago, but it's like, oh man, you know, the damage is done, it's over. You wanted to, like, you know, control and censor me? Well, you got the thing that you wanted. The thing that, if people had listened to me, wouldn't have happened, so, okay. I wonder if that shit tastes like rotten honeycomb. Earwax.
I see that you have braved the Labyrinth of Amala and returned a menorah. I am confident that you will recover the remaining ones too. You must be cautious, though. The fiends that stole the menorahs are unique and extraordinarily powerful. Now that I think about it, this all started because of one man who caused the conception in the previous world. The conception. Because of it, the Vortex world was born, and Kagutsuchi is the source of power that illuminates this world.
So who was the person who started the last one?
Who once lived as a human, must be wandering this world without any understanding. To show you my appreciation for returning the menorah, I would like to share with you my knowledge of the Vortex world, starting with Kagutsuchi. Kagutsuchi is the light whose sole purpose is to empower the one who will oversee creation. Creation is the act of bringing a new world into existence, made possible by the annihilation of the old world. Kagutsuchi will then allow a life form of its choosing to determine the course of the new world. There must be those in Tokyo who yearn to be chosen by Kagutsuchi in order to realize their vision. The shape of the world to come depends on who is chosen and what their reason is.
That phrase, world to come, is deep in eschatology.
Universe, this vortex world is not the only place where creation occurs. Kagutsuchi rises, matures, and falls in countless other places. There are millions, billions of worlds that you are unaware of, and they all experience the cycle of death and rebirth. That is the way of Amala, as determined by the Great Will.
See, one of the things that I like about Shin Megami Tensei at this point is that it Hinduizes or Buddhizes. How do you even say that?
With my master, I have watched
the
how
Abrahamic
myriads of worlds came into being,
religions.
how life prospered in those worlds, and how they were destroyed in the end. All that time, seeking the answer to the unanswerable question. Why is a world reborn?
That would be a really interesting question to ask, considering the fact that most humans will not have the opportunity to even know that these type of things happen just because of how long the scale of a universe truly is.
We may be on the verge of finding the answer, and it is your actions which hold the key. Please retrieve the remaining menorahs as soon as possible, and then return to us. My master has high hopes for you. The fallen angel has bestowed upon you great strength. Do not lose your life and let this gift be in vain.
I mean, they pretty much let you know, hey, this stuff is not that special. There are millions and billions of other universes, and they all go through the same shit, not just the vortex world. I mean, that, like, dash of Hindu was already in SMT 1 and 2, but it's just all the more obvious here. You apparently get some swaggerific prizes if you just do really well on one of these. But again, I'm not gonna trophy chase for this game just because I know I'd have to beat the game 5 more times, and man, forget that shit.
Fiend, accomplice to the fallen angel, do you know what caused you so? Do you realize which path? I have watched your every move from above. You have been seduced by darkness. Now, you are about to defy God's will to the one with a demon's body and a human heart. Heed my warning. End your dealings with the fallen angel before your heart is consumed by darkness. Woe unto you, for you can no longer discern good from evil.
Now,
in this land where demons of chaos dwell, the last of your humanity will eventually be lost. I pray that you return to your world and rid yourself of darkness.
he sounds like he's on auto-tune, like that T-Pain auto-tune.
Before God's vengeance strikes this cursed land.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Okay, cool. Got a little bit more bread on me. Post hoc, a lot of what's been said makes incredible sense to me. But now I'm just ready to get up out of here. I'll be real with you. I want nothing more to do with this place until I get another menorah. Like, it's a nice change of pace, I'll be real with you, but it just ain't really like that for me. Oof, my feet are pins and needles because of the way I'm sitting and how cold it is. That's one of those things where like age is actually like affecting me. It used to be that I've had poor body circulation for ages, but like I could kneel and squat and do all this for a long time and nothing would happen. And now it's like if I do all of that stuff, and I will do all that stuff, I'm cutting off my circulation a lot more because my tissues aren't as dense. I mean, I've been lifting weights and doing stuff like that, so ain't really that big of a deal. Let's go to Ikebukuro. So we're kind of on a menorah hunt in this game. We gotta collect 11 of them for the super special ending, but I really don't give too much of a shit. A lot of people don't even like that ending because it was added into the Maniacs version, and it kind of messes with the vibe by trying to be like the definitive ending. And when I got into this, they let me know, hey, yo, there is no definitive. I think they warn me about that because they can tell I'm the type of guy that tries to like do everything and be as definitive as possible. They don't want me to pigeonhole myself. But nah, with this game, it's like I have a fascination with doing that stuff.
Sure has been a while.
Why were you standing there so sexy?
I heard about the trial by combat, and I thought it might be you who won. Getting here was tough, to say the least. But I'm glad I made it.
I was thinking that was like a dead demon or something.
Listen. There's something I've been meaning to tell you. I finally decided to play by the rules of this world. I'm sure you already know. But there's a purpose as to why this world exists. To create a new one. And I want to be the one to do it.
I could tell she was a class rep.
Crazy, believe me. But then I remember that voice. I heard it the moment the world changed. You must have heard it too, since you survived. After we went our separate ways, I started thinking not only about what I should be doing in this world, but why the world had to end up this way. And sooner or later, it hit me. The previous world was full of waste, clogging up our thoughts and choking out any real progress. From an overabundance of things to an excess of people, we ran out of useful things to make and meaningful things to do. All we did was kill time.
She was saying this in 2003.
What the world really needed, it just wasn't getting.
That's kind of an issue I have with the 90s and 2000s, is that in terms of that end of history layer, everyone was just like, man, things are too convenient now. And then 5 years from then they were singing a different tune. 2008 hit and everyone's like, oh shit, everything is so difficult now. Like, quit your bitching, man. This is what you wanted, wasn't it? A lot of Gen X people, like, got hit hard with the 2008 housing crash and the 2009 recession, 2011 recession, then the 2020 pandemic. Oof.
It's true that I lost everything. It was the saddest thing imaginable. But I survived the conception. I was chosen to be here. That's what I believe. And that's how I'm going to carry myself. Even though a part of me is still grieving, I know that if I bear the pain, I can open up a world of limitless potential.
Too many people and not too much, like, innovation. That's
Power of creation.
her criticism of the life she came from.
That voice. It told me I could choose. In my eyes, the world has no more room for anything superfluous. That's why I want to create my ideal society. A paradise ruled by the strong and the worthy. The world of Yosuga. You fought your way this far. You know what I'm saying, don't you? But I trust your judgment. And I believe that one day, you'll come to the same conclusion. From now on, I'm gonna start collecting Magatsuhi. I'm not so sure where to start, but since Yosuga is the reason of the strong, I have to do what I can on my own. I'm glad I got to tell you all that. I guess I'll see you around. You and I survived the conception. I know this meeting won't be our last.
Okay. Got the Maga Suhi sucked out of you. Okay, yeah, Hikawa cooked the fuck out of these guys. I feel like a dude doing a check-in on his homie. This reminds me of seeing Nord from Final Fantasy VIII.
Have you not witnessed our triumph? The stronghold of Nihilo was laid to waste by my army.
You're delusional.
And yet, I suffer so.
You just hit them on their clitty, man. Like, you didn't reach deep inside to their actual location. This reminds me of Nord from Final Fantasy VIII.